Hello everyone, and welcome back to Amateur Hour Projects. Today, we're going to take a look at Book 3 of the Lord of the Rings Rivendell Lego set. So, this is the third and final book, and it is by far the largest. There's still well over half of the bags and Legos left to go. I'm really excited to get into this and get this put together and be done with it, because I'm excited to see what it looks like. Other than, of course, the box and what you see directly in front of you. But I'm excited to get this put together. So let's go ahead and get into it. It's going to take a little while. This will probably be a little bit longer video, but I'm excited. You're excited. Let's get excited together. Alright, here we go. Final book to complete. Last bundle of Legos to put together. Last grouping of bags of Legos. Final building. This is, of course, the foundation for the main structure. Now, while I put this... Excuse you, that was rude. While I'm putting this together, and the epic music plays in the background, just want to thank you guys again for watching all my videos, and the music stopped. Oh, there it goes. Yes, I want to thank you guys for watching my videos and supporting me. Just the few kind words that I get are very nice and helpful. It's always nice to see a compliment and get you through a day. I know I don't put these videos out quite as often as other people, but the fact that the few of you do come back and are willing to watch more, I really do appreciate that. And I will try to get out more videos more often as I'm able to. Unfortunately, work does get in the way sometimes. But enough about that. Let's talk about these tiles. These are some very pretty tiles. And we do pretty much most of the floor with these tiles. I really like the pattern that is printed on them. So I believe this is some sort of library study area. And we'll see some of the props later on that we built for this area. Also the main structure in the front there we built previously. Sorry, support structure. So I want to hear from you guys. If there's any parts of the Lord of the Rings series, or maybe even The Hobbit, that was your favorite. If any of you guys read the books before seeing the movies, or the books after seeing the movies, I want to hear your opinions and what you thought. I will say that I, in my youth, attempted to read The Lord of the Rings. I did read The Hobbit first, And I thought that was fantastic and brilliant. It was a fun little thing. Then I tried reading Fellowship of the Ring, and in comparison, it was so dry, so hard to read, that in my young age, I just set it down and never picked it back up. I might get around to reading them at some point in my life. But I did enjoy the movies. I thought they were pretty fun. I have since attempted to read the Silmarillion, whichever one it is. And a couple things here. We're building Merry and Pippin. And a minute ago, I believe we built just a random elf. And of course, hidden is the Eye of Sauron in that circular area. We built a few pillars and support structures. Do any of you have a favorite part of The Lord of the Rings? Or a favorite character? Or anything in particular that you find drawn to it? To the series? Or if you've played any of the video games that are associated with it? There are a bunch of those out. And that was a depiction of the ring being crafted on the other side there. But we do continue to build up the walls. I believe we are building the staircase. Yes, the staircase it is. I do remember when I was younger, I really enjoyed the music. It was some very epic music for the Lord of the Rings movies. And when I was younger, I used to get the music tracks of different movies on a CD. And I used to fall asleep to Lord of the Rings, the whole series. I had one of those boom boxes, I guess, the radio with had like 5 CD players that you could put in there, and I would just load it up and play it overnight and fall asleep to the sweet, soothing music. Wonder if anyone else has any similar stories like that. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. Alright, what are we building here now? I believe this is the area that connects to the gazebo section. Yes. There's Gandalf. So a lot of the minifigs come with different accessories for them. All of them are able to sit down. So some of the ones with robes will have extra pieces that you can attach to make it look like they're sitting. Or extra hair if they wear a hat, but if you don't want them to wear the hat. A lot of the little props. So it's very inclusive. Lots of different options for your different little minifigs. So I think we're building up a bit more foundation, maybe a couple more columns around. Yeah, pretty much just building up structure so that we can eventually get to that second floor. And a couple of decorations along the way. Alright, this is a lot of gray pieces. What are we building? More support structures. Alright. I know that Lord of the Rings is a very big inspiration for a lot of other fantasy settings. And it's hard not to draw from this series, or many other series, when you are making your own stories or making your own fantasy worlds or playing pretend with your friends or even coming up with D&D ideas. Because I believe that a lot of Tolkien's ideas inspired a lot of, a good portion of fantasy worlds out there, stories. I know it's not solely from him and from his tales here, but he was a major influence. I do really love the architecture of this build. It is very aesthetically pleasing. And the builders who created it, designed it, really did a very good job making everything look elven and elegant. And who's that? Frodo's friend Sam. loyal friend all the way to the end. Alright, we're doing a bit of roof decoration. Another little mini tower at the top. It's not as big or complicated as the first one we did, but it still follows the same rough pattern. A couple more pictures there. Now we get to the more tedious parts here. So this is going to be the roof tiles. I did mention this in the first video, but I do find it's very clever the way that they put this all together. Well, their instructions at least. Pretty much they say just to put it in there and then take one of the other pieces and fix it. And like magic, it's straight. Some could say elven magic. Thinking about it, it would probably be very tedious, even more tedious, and more frustrating to make sure that every one of these little pieces was straight as you went. I think that would probably be very frustrating. But thankfully, they didn't have us do that. Securing this to the top was a little tricky initially, but we got it in the end. Alright. There he is. Everyone's favorite elf. Legolas? The legless one? Just kidding. Legless. You're not here for my jokes. Alright, what are we doing here? Another platform for the smaller archway in the front. Got a little bit of lambda spread on the table there. And don't worry, if you guys wanted to see more tiling, we got more tiling in this one. And it's coming up in just a moment. Any second now. Any moment. Here we go. Again, I really do enjoy this pattern. It is very pretty. Quite elegant. Looks like it's another tree. A very tall tree, too. Same leaves about 100 times. More of the same leaves. I believe this is a much smaller tree. Huh. I wonder if I didn't throw those down. Odd, I have no other footage of those. Alright, what are we working on now? Ah, okay. I see what we're doing. So this turns into the central area, where the Fellowship gather for the very first time. Even though it kind of looks like a spaceship. Very flat spaceship. But we're rounding it out. There we go. Oh! Editing mistake. Note to self, make sure that we edit that part out. Alright, and we are building all of the chairs. We get to use little sausages as armrests. There they are, the good old sausage hands. Or sausage arms, I guess. And popsicle sticks. There we go. Ah. Elrond has entered the scene. So this part is the big tree in the center. This tree has a lot of different parts to it, but it has a lot of character and detail all throughout it as well. And I will say that this tree is very fragile. Well, at least later on, it becomes very fragile. All right. This is going to be just a couple of props and the rest of the tree, because you can't have a bare tree. You got to make it look pretty. I'll see myself out. Kind of just see that when you place the pedestal in there, that it lines up with the eye of Sauron. So he is always watching the ring. Building a few more props to place around. We did build the king's sword a minute ago as well. I'm just filling out a bit more of the armory, and we're pretty much done. That was a sneaky mithril, by the way. And there we have it. The third and final part of the Lord of the Rings Rivendell Lego set. This one had a lot of tedium with the little tiles and many of the exact same thing built one after another. But overall, it was really fun. It turned out really great. We'll go ahead and take a look at this one. Right up front here, we have the council area where the Fellowship of the Ring meet for the first time and discuss the ring itself. Got a pretty tree in the front. Got another little gazebo area off to the side here with some lambdas bread on the table there. And in the back here, you can see a couple of maps there down at the bottom. Some decorations. And the top floor there is going to be the broken sword. So this is pretty good. Let's go ahead and put together all 3 portions and see what it looks like fully completed. Alright, let's go ahead and put it together. Right, one section. And there we go. This is the full entire set. It looks really good. Let me tell you, this is very beautiful to take a look at. I really enjoyed putting this together. Let's go ahead and put the little figures in there, and we'll... Wait a minute. What just happened? Okay. So it looks like we have some lights. And I'll tell you what, this is beautiful. Let's see what other settings we have. Alright. Very pretty, lots of flashing lights. Alright, we'll just leave the music off for now. The Lord of the Rings Rivendell set, complete with some lights. I may do another video of me putting these lights together. It was a bit of a pain, but I think everything looks very pretty. Let's go ahead and fix these chairs. There we go. And everything's pretty radical here. So, if you guys like this, and you want to see the video of me putting all the lights in, go ahead and like the video, leave a comment, tell me what you think about the whole project, and if you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And as always, thank you very much for joining me. It does take a while to put these things together, especially with real work, getting in the way. but just want to appreciate you guys' support. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.